Tonight, Unreported World reveals a paradise lost, an obesity crisis amongst Pacific Islanders. American Samoa now has the fattest population on Earth, with 93% of its adults overweight or obese. Its neighbour, Samoa, is not far behind. Sophie Morgan is in the Samoan Islands to investigate, and the film does contain some medical procedures.
In the heart of the South Pacific Ocean, Samoa is one of the most remote islands in the world. I've arrived here from New Zealand, a 5-hour flight. Samoans are embracing every aspect of modern life, but there are consequences. And the Samoan Islands now have some of the highest rates of obesity and diabetes in the world. In Samoa and neighbouring American Samoa, 9 out of 10 adults are obese or overweight. I'm here to meet 2 of them. Tavita Tuaamali from Samoa weighs 27 stone. His kidneys are failing. His doctors say he's eating himself to death, and he's only 33. In American Samoa, Laurie May has type 2 diabetes, brought on by obesity. She's going blind and she's had 2 toes amputated. She's 28.
If I see vegetables, I'll cry.
Now she's pregnant, and if she doesn't lose weight, doctors fear she may lose her unborn child. To start my investigation into what's happening, I've come to a weight loss boot camp in Samoa's capital, Apia. It's being filmed for a local TV show called Samoa's Biggest Loser.
I don't envy them in this heat.
Tavita's the heaviest contestant. He's a former taxi driver and is so obese his blood pressure's dangerously high, which is damaging his kidneys. The contestants are doing a fitness test where they have to run faster and faster. Despite his best efforts, Tavita is one of the first to drop out. His wife Sarah is here to support him.
As taxi driver, every day I eat too much and I drink soft drink and a lot of the wrong food.
Tavita tells me until recently he was drinking 2 litres of sugar-packed fizzy drink every day. Do you worry about your health?
I'm so worried about for my life because I know I'm too much heavy and I'm so worried because I really love for my wife and my kids and about my families.
Most of the people here are very aware that if they don't change their lifestyle, they might die. The big question is, though, is that motivation enough for them to change their diet? I want to find out what Tavita and others on this island have been eating that's making them so overweight. He's about to do his weekly shop.
This is exercise for you.
Tavita's got 2 types of food on his shopping list. First, locally grown veg for his weight loss diet. Then the food he and his family prefer, all imported.
So what kind of meat do you like to get? Lamb.
In the last few decades, mutton flaps from New Zealand have become a Samoan favourite.
So there's a lot of fat.
Yeah.
I've heard this cheap offcut of sheep belly is over 40% fat. They don't eat it in New Zealand. They use it as dog food. This meat isn't sold in other countries. Did you know that? While Tabata pays, I notice an entire aisle of another favourite Samoan food. So this corned beef has over 20% fat, which is over double what you would find in the same product in the UK. A lot of tinned food gets sent to Samoa because it's so remote. That night, Tabata takes us to dinner at his dad's farm, where he grew up. Hello. Hello. Hi. For himself, Tabata's cooking his fat-free dish of veggies. For everyone else, including me, it's mutton flaps. I don't think there's any meat. Yeah, there's a lot of fat and a little bit of meat. By my rough calculations, this one plate contains more than half of my recommended daily calories. Regular family gatherings, accompanied by big meals, are an important part of Samoan life. Is it cheaper or is it more expensive to eat healthily?
Okay, loa e fai ngofie fo ia ile ainga ile maua ia ainga e fai ngofie ale le ai o me ai ma soifo maloloina pe o me ai e mau mai ai lo fanua ngai lo o me ai e whaakau.
So if Samoans can survive off local produce, why do they eat so unhealthily?
Okay, lo ngai ole decision ole fai unga ia le kangaka ia.
They tell me local food is often seen as inferior to imported food. Tabata's got his work cut out if he wants to see his kids follow his new diet and eat veggies.
I didn't like it.
Eating really fatty food can be quite dangerous. Do you worry about your children falling into the same trap that you fell into? I want to know more about the problems obesity causes. In Samoa, which only has a population of 200,000, they've had to set up a diabetic foot clinic. It's run by Helene Stellin. A new patient has just come in for an appointment. We've been given permission to film, but she doesn't want to be identified. Like 1 in 5 people in Samoa, 41-year-old Annie has type 2 diabetes caused by obesity. The disease damages nerve endings and restricts blood flow. She can't feel her feet, and now her left foot has collapsed.
It's probably not going to heal until she loses some more weight. So I'm going to use this disposable scalpel blade.
The wound's got worse since Annie's last appointment, and the flesh around it has started to die.
I take it back to where I think most of the dead tissue is gone. And the more you get rid of, the better it is for the healthy tissue to grow.
It's really hard to get my head around the fact that you are scraping away her flesh and without any anaesthetic. Another side effect of Annie's obesity is a condition called sleep apnea. I noticed she's fallen asleep.
As you gain weight, you also get poor sleep cycle. So it means their sleep is not very effective. So they fall asleep a lot easier throughout the day. They're operating on, like a chronic level of fatigue. It also causes brain damage as well.
She can't exercise because she can't stand up because her feet are bad, because of diabetes. So she can't lose the weight, so she's getting worse, so she's gaining the weight. It's just...
And when someone's of such a large weight, you might think, okay, swimming would be a really good thing for her, but she can't swim because of her wounds. So, like, what options does she have? Very limited.
In the last 30 years, the number of Samoans with type 2 diabetes has gone up 20 times.
So the singing you can hear is the funeral chapel for the hospital. Yeah. Yeah, I guess we can shut the window a bit.
That's lovely, it is, as it is.
Academic studies suggest Samoa is at risk of becoming one of the few countries where life expectancy is falling. The situation in Samoa is bad, but a short flight to the east, I've heard it's the worst in the world. American Samoa was colonized by the United States in 1900. 93% of adults here are overweight or obese. It's thought to be the fattest place on Earth. I've been in contact with a maternity unit that treats obese pregnant women. I've arranged to meet one of their patients.
Hi. I'm Sophie. I'm Lori May.
Laurie May helps run a Sunday school at a Mormon church.
I'm just running up.
She's got type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 people in American Samoa have the disease. I want to find out how it affects her, particularly now she's pregnant.
How pregnant are you?
I'm 11 weeks and I feel like it's been a year.
Doctors are telling Laurie May that if she doesn't cut down on sugar, she risks losing her baby.
Have you changed your diet since you've had diabetes then?
To be honest, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Diabetes is already affecting her eyes.
And how's your eyesight, Laurie May?
Gone, so I can't see anything on this side. But this one, I still have little hope in it that I can see with this eye, but not 100%. It's just like, I could say 50. Yeah.
After church, she invites me home for the family Sunday lunch.
Hi. Hello. What are you making?
Turkey tail.
Turkey tails.
Yes, I've heard a lot about turkey tails.
Turkey tails are the fattiest part of the bird, a gland that produces oil for feathers. They're imported from America and are a firm favourite in Laurie May's family.
So do you eat vegetables?
Before pregnancy, I hardly did. Like, if I see vegetables, I'll cry. I would literally cry if I look at veggies.
When you have your baby, do you think that you would want to feed him or her veggies?
I guess with my experience, I would love to make sure my baby knows not to go through what I went through at a very young age that I am right now, going through all this. Yeah.
Because you're only 28, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm only 28.
Laurie May saw her mother die young at just 48. She had diabetes too and died from a heart attack. Her dad, Kolmani, also has diabetes. He now uses a wheelchair and needs constant medication.
Have you changed your diet since you've been diagnosed with diabetes?
Well, sometimes we like us someone enjoying eating food, so. But I'm trying to, but was too late. After playing football or rugby, I can come and take about 3 or 4 cans of soda at one time. I think that's the problem.
So this is, what's this?
Stir-fried turkey tail.
Okay.
Rice? Manga rice?
Yeah.
Laurie May is meant to keep her blood sugar levels under control for her baby's safety. but she's struggling to cut back on sweet drinks.
Soda was my addiction. If I don't want to eat, as long as I have soda, I'm good.
Because of the risks to her baby, Laurie May has to go for weekly medical checkups. Her doctor's done a blood sugar test, and after Sunday's feast, I'm worried the results could be bad.
And you don't have any allergy to any medications?
She's seeing gynecologist Dr. Frangel Chipongnian.
How are the results of the tests for her today?
Hers is all fine, except for the blood sugar, which she knows she's diabetic. So, and that's a big problem, actually.
How does the blood sugar affect the baby?
Well, it affects both the mom and the baby. For the baby, one, the worst scenario, you can lose the pregnancy. Later on, you can have what we call an intrauterine death. Baby can die without you and me knowing it. Baby can grow so big to the point we might need to do a C-section from you.
In all honesty, have you not had any sugar since you've been pregnant?
With candies and stuff, no, I haven't. But I know I drink juice and fruits. So yeah, I do.
Because yesterday at lunch we had concentrate juice, which has got a lot of sugar in it.
It was half water and with it, so yeah, that's why. But I didn't finish it. All right, I'll be on with Monta.
I can't help but think that Laurie May might be not being totally honest about what she's eating. I think she's eating some sugar.
A lot of people are in denial stage. I don't know. Well, for me, I learned it first-hand basis. My daughter is diabetic, so it's really hard. It's hard to know that at a younger age she has diabetes, and she has to stick by what's supposed to be done. But it's really hard. It's easily said and done.
The consequences of being in denial are extreme. The doctors tell me if I want to get a sense of how bad things are, I should go to the morgue. Fagalu's the mortician. He's been working here for 20 years. During that time, he's seen a huge change. This 3-foot wide coffin can hold a body weighing up to 35 stone. But Fagalu tells us often the bodies coming through here are so big, a special coffin has to be made. It's so heartbreaking talking to the mortician who has been working here in the hospital for 20 years and has seen more and more of the young generation of his people ending up here with him on a slab, and he's saying that he wishes he could meet them more in life than in death. It's just tragic. I'm back in Samoa and heading to the diabetic foot clinic. They've got a new patient, Sina. She's not obese, but she's overweight and she has type 2 diabetes. According to the World Health Organization, since 1980, the global percentage of people with diabetes has more than doubled to 9%. Sina has 2 dangerously infected wounds on her right foot. Helene has just taken a photograph of them.
2 separate on the surface, but underneath they're tunneling. That means they're just sort of connecting with each other.
Wow, that is so deep. It looks really deep.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately, yeah.
If the doctors can't control the infection, they may have to amputate.
I'm worried because of my food. I don't want to take off my food. Yeah.
Despite her situation, Sina doesn't seem to know exactly what diabetes is or why she has it.
I really want to know what causes diabetes. I think it's from food or...
You've got excess sugar in your blood from eating.
Food.
Most of our diabetic clients, we're pretty much having to start from the beginning on education and getting them to be aware of nutrition.
The clinic walls are covered with government posters warning of the dangers of junk food. But despite her poor health, Sina's family bring her a plate of chips and mutton flaps for lunch.
Is it frustrating for you to see your patients sitting outside eating the foods that are on the warning posters inside the clinic to not eat?
I told her off already. I said to her, okay, that's the last time you're going to eat fries. You're not allowed to eat fries.
In the next bed, a patient has had their foot removed after an infection started to spread. Helene's assistant is dressing the wound.
In her phone. You know how cigarette packets have warning signs of like really horrible cancerous lungs or mouths or teeth or whatever? I feel like sweet packets should have warning signs of amputated feet.
That would be a really good one, but even if it's there, I don't think Samoan people would look at it. They would just buy it and then eat it.
I'm curious to see how Tavita's getting on. He's back at the Biggest Loser TV boot camp.
Let's go. Pain is only temporary. We all have pain, but it's how you deal with that pain.
Isera Paliko is the fitness expert who'll be presenting the latest update on TV this week.
In your experience, how many people do actually keep the weight off once they've lost it?
Not very many. Less than 1% of people that participate in these sort of programs maintain the actual weight that they lose.
Only 1%, that's low. It's really low.
You need to find real purpose for doing things. Lose weight is a very artificial thing to do. You know, the purpose is not real. You can't sustain it. After the 8 weeks, it's going to all go back to normal.
Tavita realises the boot camp's just the start. He's made a life-changing decision. He's moving back to his family farm to live off the food he grows.
If I can alwing away, it is for skim cooking for foot. It is a for a cool one, Mamma well, I exercise if I'm Marushi. Pero mga walyo sa awa sa rin fay ngula amay ngoy o ke sa ulalo ini mo mang alo falo ngoy lo maro sire wa yai wo mafayo Ulo fa ngoy yung fay ko sa ko fay sa mang
What's happening in the Samoan Islands shows how obesity is no longer an issue that affects only wealthy countries. It's a global health crisis. A recent study estimated that by 2025, around 1 in 5 adults on Earth will be clinically obese.